Hi boys and girls, this is Mrs. Nurse. Good morning, happy Monday. This is a little tutorial video to show you how to get into Schoology, into a program that we're going to be using today. As you learned this morning, I am going to be at Mason School most of the day, passing out materials for you during this remote period so that you have some materials at home. And those times have been sent to your parents via email. So we're going to take a look at how to get to an assignment today called ReadWorks. Now, first of all, if you remember how to get to Schoology, you're in good shape. But if you don't, I just want to review. You can go to the Mason website, and you might want to start bookmarking these things so that you don't have to do this in the future. Scroll down to where we look for Schoology. It's that I'm going to scroll really kind of like hone in here for you, zoom in. Look for the S Schoology tab. Click that on, okay? And then of course it's going to ask you for your information. Now, if you've done this a few times, you probably aren't going to have to do this step. Scroll down where it says Student Teacher Login. Okay? If it asks you for your user ID, that would be the 1500 rest of the numbers at gpschools.org, and your unique password that was sent to you from your parents in the parent portal. But hopefully you don't need that anymore, and it just took you right to Schoology. Now is a good time to bookmark that page at the top. If you don't know how to bookmark up here, you'll see sometimes you can like star things right here, like a favorite, and you can there are other ways to add bookmarks on your computer, so maybe have your parents help you so you can get there quickly. Click on, I'm going to zoom in again for you, courses. All right, and then again look for our class. There's me in the apple, so click on our Bitmoji here. Now remember, you are going to have some guest readers today. When I go to the school to pass out materials, you'll have 2 guest readers coming in. So you'll be on a Zoom call. You don't have to worry about it. They're going to pop into the Zoom room for you. But let's say you're done with the Zoom readers, the guest readers. So what you're going to do is click on the yellow button called Student Resources. These are some buttons you're going to be learning to use. I'm going to kind of zoom out. There's different things on here. Not all of these are working yet. Like brain breaks, we haven't put those in yet on the button. The zoom button does work, but you already have that. Clever, we're going to be using that a lot. Okay. Up here is something called ReadWorks. You're going to click ReadWorks on. It's going to take you to a website, readworks.org. And by the way, if you have any trouble getting through Schoology, your parents can type in, I'll zoom in on the site for you, readworks.org, and that's another way to get in. Then it's going to ask you for class code. So the first time you do it, you're going to have to put it in. I would use capital letters, and it has some numbers in it too. The next time you do it, it's going to remember the code, and you're never going to have to do this again. So our class code, I'm going to zoom in so you can see, is capital Q, 5W, 3, P as in Paul, D as in dog. So you're going to enter that code right here where it says enter class code. And then after you do it, you'll see I didn't even need to enter it again because it remembers that I did this before. So you're going to do that. Then you're going to click continue. You're going to search for your name. I'm going to pretend to be Dawson today. Okay. Oh, by the way, if it asks you for a password the first time you do this, just type in 1234. Password. If you do it through Schoology, or if you're having trouble with Schoology and you just go through readworks.org, if it asks for a password, 1234. If it asks you, let's see what happens. Let's pretend to be Dawson today. Up here's where it says password. Let's see if it works. So we're going to type in 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, it's a temporary password. Click continue. And then it'll say, do you want to update password? That just is asking if you want to save it. So you could do that. Okay. Now, you're going to see it says nurse 3rd and 4th grade assignments. This is our first time, and I'm not live with you today because I'm passing out materials. So I want you to try this on your own. Because this is our first time and I'm not walking you through it, I want you, we're all going to do the same assignment today. We're going to just give it a whirl, try it out. Click on this nonfiction story called Looking for a Bear. Okay, so you have a couple options here. There's a story that I want you to read along with, okay? So let me zoom out a little bit for you. If I scroll down, let's see, here it is. Scroll down. You can see there's a story down here. I want to see the bears. I don't care. I want to see the whales first, but bears are so much better, and so forth. But let's say you want to listen to it as well. You could listen to it the first time and then read it the second time. So if you want to listen to the audio, you're going to go and click play.
Looking for a Bear by W.M. Akers. I want to see the bears. I don't care. I want to see the whales first. But bears are so much better.
So that gives you a couple options. You can listen to the story the first time, and the second time read it. When you're done listening and reading to the story, you're going to click on questions. And there's some comprehension questions. You're going to read the question carefully. Number 1 says, what does Sarah want to see? Remember, there are 4 choices here. 3 are usually goofy answers. I call them wacky answers, and 1 is the answer that was in the story. So then you would select it. Take your time. There aren't that many questions. There's only 10. Okay, you're going to scroll down. We're going to practice some of these, I think, in class as well. If you're having any trouble reading the question and there's an adult at home, don't worry about it. Ask them if they can assist you. This is our first time. We can change the levels of these stories later. Okay, so I'll go down here. There are a couple open-ended questions. Number 8 says, which exhibit does Sarah's family visit first? I would echo the question. Sarah's family visits blah, 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 whatever the story told you. The next one, number 9, says, how does Sarah's feelings change when she sees the polar bear? You could echo the question. Sarah's feelings change because blah, 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 blah. And make sure you put a period at the end of that sentence. I'm not grading you on spelling here. I'm grading you more on did you answer the question. And then on the 10th question, explain whether Sarah has a good time at the Museum of Natural History. Use information from the passage to support your answer. That means it's not just like a one-word answer. You don't just say yes or no. Sarah had a good time. That wouldn't be a complete answer. Sarah had a bad time. That would not be a complete answer. Sarah had a good time at the Museum of Natural History because blah, 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 blah. You can give details from the story. When you finish all of them, you're going to see this button called Submit. You're going to submit it right there. But try to do this through Schoology. Okay, remember, go into Schoology and you're going to find my course, just to review. Click on my apple, in case you forgot. Go to Student Resources. Look up ReadWorks. See, this is a live button. Click it on. And again, this is where you go in. You enter that class code. Capital Q, 5, capital W, 3, capital P, capital D. And it'll pop up next time you're in here. And then you'll continue. And we're already logged in. That's why it's not working. You'll find your name. And if it asks you for a password, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a little video. Take your time, go slow, read carefully, don't rush through this. Make sure those sentences are complete sentences. They start with a capital and they end it with a period, and use details. Keep up the good work, everybody. I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day.